In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to close a sprint in Azure boards, which is a part of Azure DevOps. Understanding how to correctly close a sprint is essential for effective workflow management, so let's dive in. First, let's navigate to the Boards section in your project and select Sprints. You'll want to choose your relevant team and the current sprint that's underway. This is where we begin by reviewing and cleaning up the sprint backlog. What this means is you need to take a thorough look at all the items currently in the sprint backlog. Check the status of these items. They might be tagged as active, in progress, or completed. For any incomplete user stories or backlog items, you'll need to make a decision. Typically, this means either moving them to the next sprint or back to the product backlog. If you've reached some progress but haven't entirely completed an item, you can even split it to reflect the work that's done and what remains. For all items considered complete, double-check their states. They should typically show as done or closed, depending on your process, and make sure any tasks list 0 remaining work. Now, shifting focus to unfinished work. These need to be either moved or closed. You can do this while still viewing your sprints or backlog. Utilize the planning pane, or simply drag and drop these items from your current sprint to the next iteration path. Alternatively, you can manually edit the iteration path field of selected work items to set them to the next sprint. Don't forget about the completed stories and tasks. Confirm they're accurately marked to ensure they're included in your sprint metrics. Moving forward, it's crucial to ensure that your next sprint is ready and selected for your team. Head over to Project Settings, then Boards, followed by Project Configuration. Here, verify that the next iteration path, that is, your upcoming sprint, is properly defined with appropriate start and end dates. You'll also want to check your team settings by going to Project Settings, then Teams, and select your team followed by Iterations. Make sure that the next sprint iteration is selected for your team. Importantly, ensure that the dates for your current sprint align with your intended time frame. Once the finish date passes, the system will mark the sprint as passed. Finally, let's talk about the role of the system in marking the sprint as passed. After the finish date, which is tracked in UTC, your sprint's time frame will automatically update to show as passed. With this system feature, there's no need for a manual close button. If you've configured the finish date accurately, your user interface will reflect the sprint as passed, and the next sprint will be shown as current automatically. And there you have it. That's how you effectively close a sprint in Azure boards. By following these steps, you can ensure your project stays organized and on track.